In our journey through the Norse God of War games, we find a Kratos who is very reluctant. This guy just doesn't want to deal with anybody. All he wants is to be with his family, raise Atreus, be with his wife, and be at peace. But eventually his wife passes away, and certain things kind of factor in and drags Kratos back into the saga of gods and monsters. Kratos eventually tried to protect Atreus from Odin's influence, and that led to Ragnarok, and eventually Kratos freed the Norse realm from the tyrant that is Odin. This whole saga is Kratos making a 360, finally accepting who he is. In Valhalla, Kratos is more introspective. He sees and talks about some of the things that he was doing when he was in Greece, some of the selfish things, some of the most crazy things, some really evil stuff that he did. Eventually comes to peace, and now Kratos feels like he's ready to be the god of war in the Norse realms. This whole arc is something that I don't really fancy. I believe he should go back to Greece, but I digress. But I'm here to tell you that Kratos had already done things that has redeemed him many times over. That far exceeds everything that he did in the last God of War games. This thing that he did saved the dead, he saved the living, and also saved the Olympians. Kratos made the ultimate sacrifice. This is something that many people in God of War don't really know, cause it's in a little game that was on the PSP called Chains of Olympus. In this game, Kratos made the ultimate sacrifice. He had to choose between he redeeming himself, giving up everything, which he did, in order to save the world. Kratos saved the world. He gave up everything he had to save everybody in the Greek mythology. To tell you the story, we have to go back to early days when the PSP was a thing. I missed the PSP, but when the PSP was a thing, there was a game called Chains of Olympus. In this game, the world was in darkness. Morpheus had kidnapped Helios. The world was dark, the Olympians were sleeping, mankind was sleeping, everybody was in a deep sleep, and Kratos was tasked to find Helios, restore the sun, and make the world better again. Kratos eventually gets defeated and sent to the underworld. In Kratos' journey to the underworld, he heard a very familiar sound. He heard a flute being played. This was a tune that his daughter always played for him. In Valhalla, Kratos talks about this. Kratos hears this tune, follows it slowly, and he finds Calliope in Elysium. This is the place where his daughter was living. His soul was living in Elysium. He met Persephone, the queen of the underworld, and she persuaded him, "Look, here is your beautiful daughter. Do you want to be with her? You killed her selfishly. This is your chance to get her back." And she tasked him to give up everything, all his powers, his weapons, everything. They can be with her in Elysium. Kratos did exactly that.
If you are to see your daughter again, you must become worthy of Elysium. Cast your weapons at the Forsaken Tree, and let it release the evils of your past. Only then will you be free of your sins, and be granted passage through the divine gates. You have done well, Kratos. Walk through the portal and find the one you seek.
Calliope!
Father?
My child,
Why did you go?
I am here now, child, and I will not leave you again.
Now this is the moment where Kratos showed that he's not just some angry guy, he's not just some selfish guy, he is a father. Okay, everything that has been done in the Norse games, it already has been done, but many people just don't know it. Kratos gave up everything that he was all his skills, all his powers, everything that he had to be with Calliope. He hugged her tightly, they were being together, but then he discovered that Persephone had a plan. This plan was to destroy the world pillar. Before Atlas was the bearer of the world in the Greek mythology, there was a pillar. It was called the world pillar, and this was holding up everything. It was holding up the living lands, Olympus, and separating them from the underworld. They were going to break this pillar, crash everything, and destroy the whole of the underworld, but at the same time destroying Olympus and everybody above. So it was trying to kill two birds with one stone. They were going to break the pillar. So when Kratos found that, he realized that he had to give up. Once again, he had to give up the very thing that he was yearning for. Kratos had to give up his daughter. If he gave up his daughter, he was going to get his powers back so he can save the people from the destruction that was coming. And in this scene, what I really love about it is that they made it very, very emotional. You had to press the button to push your daughter away. The daughter that you killed by being selfish. You only got a second chance to be with her now, because to save the world, because you have to save the world, you have to let her go. You have to mash this button. You have to see Kratos pushing his daughter away. It was heartbreaking. But Kratos made the ultimate sacrifice. Kratos in the Norse games did what he did, killed Odin, Thor, everybody to protect his son. Imagine giving up a daughter that he killed by himself. He killed this baby selfishly, and he had opportunity to get her back. He gave up everything, and now he has to give her up again. That is far harder than protecting someone who is already alive. He got a second chance to be a dad to her. He got a second chance to protect her, and he gave her up. That is greater than anything Kratos has done in all of the God of War games. A human who can put aside his personal ambitions, his own agenda, whatever he believes, everything that he has, he sacrificed it to be with her. And he was able to give it up to save some Olympians who were sending him left and right, here and there. That is the ultimate sacrifice. That tells you that Kratos had always been mature enough, strong enough, good enough. He always had it in him. He didn't need Mimir and Freyr and everybody in the Norse games to tell him he's a good guy. He already had it in him. So when I see it in the Norse games and I see it in Valhalla, I put Valhalla off for a very long time, but I picked it up so I can do this video. I needed to see all the exposition, the story that is in Valhalla. So I played it. Really annoying, but we got to understand that Kratos is now forgiving himself in the Norse games in Valhalla. He's now accepting who he is. He's now becoming a better person. But I'm telling you, Kratos was already a person who was capable of that. He didn't need his Norse wife. He didn't need Freya. He didn't need Mimir. He didn't need to go through all that stuff. He definitely didn't need Tyr. Okay? Kratos was capable of that himself. He'd already done that. He gave up his daughter. He gave her up to save the world, to save the Olympians, to save the people who are dead, to save the living people. That is the ultimate sacrifice, and that should tell you that my boy, Kratos of Sparta, is just a beautiful human being, right? And he has the capability to do anything. He always had it. No one had to teach him how to do it. He already knew how to do it. Okay. Did you know this? Did you know? Well, if you didn't know, now you know. Okay. If you haven't played Chains of Olympus, you can get it on an emulator. You can play it on your phone, on your PC, wherever it's available, man. Go play it, experience this story for yourself, and feel the power of a compassionate Kratos. A Kratos who wanted to save the world. That's why Atlas is carrying the world, because Kratos put him there. Okay, he defeated Persephone and Atlas together after giving up his daughter. I mean, even Zeus couldn't. Even I don't think Odin could do that. Freya tried to let Baldur kill her, but eventually she didn't. Kratos did the ultimate. He is the greatest. He doesn't need anybody. So I don't know what we're doing in Valhalla and all that, and God of War, Norse, whatever. I mean, my boy is already perfect. Okay. Okay, let me know what you think about all this. But if you like this, leave a like, hit the subscribe button. It helps me, it makes me happy, and we can keep seeing each other every week like we do. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you next time.